Hello everybody, just a quick video, another instalment of my Gordon Relief Expedition collection. This time the Royal Sussex Regiment in shirt sleeve order. I've gone for a kind of blue-grey shirt, which I've seen used by some British soldiers when you are lucky enough to get illustrations of the troops without their jackets on. There's a kind of bluey grey sort of grandad shirt, I suppose you'd call it. But yeah, they were fairly quick, I suppose, unsurprisingly, given the lack of actual uniforms. But gone for the Sussex Regiment, who were on or about the time of the Gordon Relief Expedition. Looked at some other regiments, the Berkshires, but they had the kind of I don't know if do you call them pugaries, like bandage ones. These are more like sort of straps around their boots and black boots. So I was quite pleased for however basic they are in terms of paint scheme. They come out quite well. The grey trousers as worn by the Royal Sussex, though I believe the Royal Sussex, 20 of their men were detailed to wear their red coats had they have got to Khartoum in time to save General Gordon. But again, they went very quickly. That's about 3 or 4 days painting, and I'm finding it a lot better, unsurprisingly, doing these figures in small batches. Although the next instalment will be the Camel Corps, so I've got about 15 or 16 of those to do, and I'm going to do a nominal kind of company of like 6 or 7 mounted figures. I'm not going to duplicate every foot figure, but just to represent how they would have looked on camels. Can't really go to I can't justify the expense of doing 20 camels mounted and 20 infantry. So as I say, just nominal. All told, the colours seem to be coming well. I'm not a great one for mixing up like some of you boys. I haven't got the skill to get it precise, but I'm getting some nice colour schemes, and I'm quite enjoying the combination. There's only a few red coats around at this time, and really no standards carried into battle after I think it was Kerbeken or Guinness, one of those around about 1884-85, and they stopped you taking their standards into battle, and yet you can still get, to ring the changes with the uniforms. As I say, these are generic colonial figures in shirt sleeve order from Newland Miniatures, and quite pleased with those. I've also put on order a small detachment of Egyptian infantry. Not going to go too heavily into that, but I've actually just ordered about a dozen or so. And as I say, I've got the Camel Corps to finish. Well, I haven't started them yet, but I'm looking to I probably sometime in the new year I'll be finished with the British, and then I'll be on to the Dervish forces. And I've already got everything from Newland that I need, and still fired up at the moment with the I've just sent for another book on Gordon, Gladstone and the Mahdi, and although the old favourite is still Go Strong Into the Desert by Lieutenant Colonel Mike Schnook, which you got some idea of the grey jackets of the Camel Corps there, and I've been using this book actually as my uniform reference. As I said, the Osprey guide, there's one or two dubious colour schemes in there, but anything on or around this kind of grey should do for Camel Corps. So yeah, that's just as I say, a brief update on the Royal Sussex Regiment. And one of the great things about doing this period and this time is you know, the names of the units. You know, you're getting like the East Surreys, Royal West Kents, and you know, a load of good old British regiments that are now sadly all amalgamated or gone. But yeah, quite reasonably pleased with them. I did the flesh again in red leather base with a dry brushing of barbarian flesh, followed by a flesh wash, and no eye detail in this scale, of course, or not as far as I'm concerned anyway. But overall, yeah, I'm quite pleased with how they turned out and how quickly they turned out. I've got the helmets and pouches and belts all in coffee coloured with a wash over the top. So thanks very much, and happy Christmas to everybody, and I hope you do you get what you want, and you paint it up nicely and enjoy yourself. Thanks a lot, boys. Bye.